I had actually a lot of trouble trying to find my passion when this project first started out. I switched a lot of topics and actually didn't really find anything when about a week had passed since they first announced the project. So I started panicking a little bit, and actually just yesterday, I decided that I really need to figure out what I was going to do, or else I was kind of screwed. So I put in some music, and I started trying to think of something I was passionate about, and then it hit me. Music is really my passion. Not playing music, but just listening to music, because when I wake up, I listen to music. In school, I listen to music. When I'm going to sleep, I listen to music. And not just any music. I listen to hip-hop music, and I'm not really interested in becoming a rapper or anything, but but I just find myself listening to it a lot. And so last night I started looking into the history of it, because I started getting more interested in the history, and I found out that in the mid-70s, actually in the Bronx, keep in mind this was not too long after African Americans started getting their rights in the United States. And so in the Bronx, at house parties, DJs would extend the instrumental portions of the pop songs so that people could dance for longer. And people started really liking that, so it became a very popular thing. And along with that, people started rhyming words to the beat of the song. And that really started a new thing. And at all the block parties around the Bronx and around New York, DJing and MCing became a really popular thing. And as the years went by, that spread. And that spread all over the US. And then all of a sudden, people like Nas and Biggie Smalls popped up in New York and really made the hip-hop scene big. And as that transferred over to the West Coast, we see people like Tupac and NWA. And now, Tupac is obviously very popular here because he did grow up in Marin City and go to Tam High. And so I decided to look more into the history of Tupac and found out more about the feud with Tupac and Biggie Smalls. And I like both of them almost equally. And so it was really interesting for me to see really why they were mad at each other. And then looking further, why they both ended up in the place that they did, which they're both now dead. But so as I was looking into that, I was at the time listening to hip-hop music, and I decided that I was going to try listening to more newer artists. And I really like the old school over the new school, because I honestly find some of the new school rap to be a bit degrading to the culture. But I tried to look at it, I tried to approach into it with no judgments, and I found that some of the newer artists are actually not that bad. And so, even though some of the artists are degrading to the culture that originated from, that African Americans really latched onto, especially in the Bronx at the time, I realized that it's going in a good direction with artists like Kendrick Lamar using old soul beats in his songs, and I realized that it's not that bad. So while I do prefer Biggie Smalls over Tupac, which may be a little controversial because normally everyone from here likes Tupac, yeah, yes.